What's up, Auburn? You're listening to the New Music Hour on WEGL. Tune in every Tuesday afternoon at 2 p.m. for some new music, some old music, and maybe your new favorite song. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the New Music Hour on WEGL. It is Tuesday, October 13th, 2020. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're on the New Music Hour. Ladies and gentlemen, say welcome to however which order y'all want to go. Let's go ladies first. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jessie Thomas.
Hey, I'm Jamie Newsom.
And I'm Colin Bigby.
All right. What's up, everyone? Where are you from and what is your major?
I am from a small town called Haleyville, Alabama, which is like 3.5 hours north from here, and I am a vocal performance major.
Cool.
I'm from Mobile, Alabama, and I'm majoring in biosystems engineering and also music.
Cool.
I'm from Madison, Alabama, and my major is music performance, and I specialize in percussion.
Very cool. So y'all are all members of Sonic Nation. That is a current ensemble group. We actually have the manager, well, not manager. What is your specific role? You're sitting in the background. Microphone will pick it up, but I'm still going to give you some credit.
Marketing director and publicist.
So the marketing director and publicist of Sonic Nation is in the room with us. That's EJ Safner. Those of you who are familiar with me, DJP, have seen her before. But would y'all do me the quick favor of telling me a little bit more about like what Sonic Nation is, where it started, who like the mastermind behind the idea was? You want it?
Yeah, sure. Our lovely Jilla Webb is the teacher and the coordinator of our little group. It's Auburn's first commercial band ensemble. We have about 20 people of musicians, of instrumentalists and singers. And it's going to be upcoming next year more often. You're going to see a lot more performances coming next year.
So is this the first semester that this class has been offered? Okay. And it's a 1 hour credit?
1 hour credit.
Okay, cool. So do y'all have class like in the Performing Arts Center, or how do y'all do class for this?
Okay, so yeah, we've been having a lot of Zoom classes, especially earlier in the semester. We were just still kind of figuring everything out, like assigning parts. Singers were figuring out which songs they wanted to sing. But when we were leading up to our showcase that just happened, we started having a few in-person rehearsals, just keeping our distance from each other with our masks on, of course, just so we could get some like actual practice before we got on the GPAC stage. But besides that, we usually just do Zoom like during our class hour.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. And what like instruments do all y'all play?
Well, for me, for the class, I play drums. I've dabbled in a couple of other instruments just growing up, just being around music. But in the group, I play percussion. Everything, all the percussion instruments that the songs call for. There's 4 of us in the group, but we kind of rotate around with songs, and we have a good time just playing, different percussion instruments.
Did you do band in high school or any kind of stuff like that back in the day?
I did. I focused on.
That's perfectly okay. My brother was in the band. He was in the band here, so I mean, he's actually the reason why I went to Auburn was because my brother. So I got to give a shout out to all the band kids because I mean, if it wasn't for them, like, where would we be, or where would college radio be? Because, you have to have the ones that were committed who decided, let's do this at the next level. And I mean, it kind of went down different routes of whether you wanted to do like marching band or there's a orchestra. I'm not entirely sure what y'all call it. I'm on the radio DJ side, so I'm not exactly on the same side of that spectrum as you guys.
Yeah.
But let's see. If you had like a favorite artist, I want to get like a favorite artist from each of y'all. Just like a song artist that kind of got you into music. Like what made you kind of want to be a performer?
Actually, my favorite artist used to be Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana.
That's who got me started in music. I would run around with a cute little Hannah Montana microphone and scream, and I sounded horrible, so my dad got me lessons so I wouldn't sound horrible.
I guess sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And
For
Jamie?
For me, I think the artist that made me want to be a musician was the Beatles, specifically Paul McCartney. I've just been obsessed with them for way too long. And the first time I heard, what is it? I saw her standing there, that bass line. It just made me want to play it. I thought it was so cool.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
So it was that specific song that kind of made you realize like you wanted to do that or get into music.
That made me want to play bass specifically.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And Kylan?
I mean, that's a tough one for me. So, as far as like just getting me interested in music in general, Michael Jackson, different people. Geez, I just remember growing up listening to so much like older like R&B.
Oh yeah,
like Boys to Men, things like that.
Oh,
It's like
dude.
I'm an old head when it comes
End
to like,
of the
music.
Road.
Oh, dude.
Oh, I haven't heard that song in so long. I have friends of mine that would like make fun of me for listening to that. I was like, man, you cannot deny how good that song sounds. Like, I mean, that like kind of 90s R&B music is so good. I obviously don't listen to R. Kelly anymore, other than I Believe I Can Fly, just because. And that, like that last part of the song, well, I'm not even gonna try and mimic it because I don't have near enough the singing talent that y'all do. But you understand. You understand the R&B.
It's soulful. And then I don't know, like as far as drumming, I've been really exposed to like the marching percussion world, and that was mainly what I did. And then once I got here, I just, as far as contemporary percussion, and then getting involved in doing the whole drum set. I played a little bit of drum set in high school, but once I got here and started getting like lessons, sort of working on it through there, I just took off, and I just loved it. Loved every aspect of it. So.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to go into a quick commercial break in here in just a minute, but I wanted to talk about y'all's showcase before we'll talk about it more after the break, but did each one of y'all have a song that like you put in the showcase? Like, did everyone get a choice, or how did that go? Because you sang Titanium in the showcase, right? Yeah. Okay. I heard a lot about that earlier from Oliver because he was very excited to it's like, wait, the girl that sang Titanium's coming in today?
Oh,
So
that's so sweet.
you were Titanium. Jamie, did you have like a specific song that was in the showcase that you wanted on there?
Yeah, I played on a few of them, but me and one of my best friends, McKenna, we did a mashup of Staying Alive and Virtual Insanity.
Cool. What's up, Carl? Ladies and gentlemen, Carl has entered the studio. Carl, do you have anything you want to tell the listeners? You're on the air right now. Huh?
Oh, I got one thing to say.
Hey, Carl.
Roll.
All right, as long as you don't use any curse words, Carl, that's perfectly okay. I will not repeat your statement on the air because you were talking about Alabama. So,
Hey, I'll be glad to get on the air and say,
ooh, Carl, I don't think that's exactly the best idea. But, I hope all the listeners understand that we do have a Bama fan in here. And this is a Bama friend. It's a Bama fan-friendly zone. Audience, I hope you guys didn't hear that. We're going to go to a quick commercial break now after that. Thank you for your input, Carl.
I'm Tiffany. I have some tips for you on how to quit smoking like I did. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to quit smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started by setting a quit date. Then I threw out my ashtrays, lighters, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my car. She died of lung cancer from smoking cigarettes when I was only 16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I don't want to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Getting support from friends online kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
Instead of smoking after I ate, I'd get up and take a walk.
I missed having a cigarette in my hand, so I'd hold a pen or a straw, anything.
Until I knew I wouldn't give in to temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't stay quit the very first time I tried.
I kept on trying, and I learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and
Ladies
CDC.
and gentlemen, welcome back from the commercial break. You're listening to the New Music Hour on WEGL 91.1 FM. We were just talking about the showcase that Sonic Nation did last Thursday. So we were saying like each one of y'all had some music on there. I forget, where did we leave off? Did you?
I think Kylan.
Yeah, they were talking about some. I didn't actually choose a song. The vocalist and a couple of the instrumentalists were involved in kind of coming up with a set list, and then Jilla and Patrick Bruce also, who also helps out with the instrumentalist side of things in Sonic Nation, needed a few percussionists to come and help and to add a little bit something to the songs, just for the showcase.
Oh yeah, you gotta have percussion if you want to have a good song. I've realized that because like I was showing y'all those instruments in there, and like we've got the. What'd you say that small instrument was called?
Yeah, it's like a. It's like an oddly crafted djembe. It's like because most of the time the djembe has like a sort of like an hourglass shape. It's like a cone looking thing. It's still cool though.
Yeah, man. Whenever me and some of my friends will come in here like on Friday night, and we'll try and jam out or get something going, and neither of us can keep a beat, so we'll just play the guitars. Like we can't, just use a percussion instrument. I don't know why. It just doesn't work. I don't know if we haven't practiced enough, but. It's always, I really appreciate people that know how to play the drums or play any percussion instruments a lot more now than I used to, because I realized how much of a challenge it is. And it's not just that, like any instrumental talent, just kind of musical talent is a lot harder to come by whenever it's, raw, natural talent, because there's like the work ethic talent, and then there's more of like the natural talent. And I'm less of the natural talent, more of just kind of working at it. But if you had to describe yourself, I want to go through each one of y'all and see if you think that it's more of like a natural thing or if it's just something that you just want to get good at because you love it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely had to work really hard to get where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I've been studying music for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I studied it in a little bit of middle school, all through high school, and now I'm continuing it. So it's definitely it didn't come natural to me at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard work.
Oh, yeah. Hard work and dedication. What's the first line of the Auburn Creed? I believe that this is a practical world. And I remember there's something about work, hard work. I did Camp War Eagle last summer. So if any of the higher ups of Camp War Eagle are listening, they're going to be so mad that I don't know the creed on the air right now. But Jamie, would you say that it's more of a natural talent or if it's something that you just kind of have always worked at?
I'd say it's probably a good mix because I started playing more orchestral music to begin with, and I'm still super passionate about playing orchestral music.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a huge program for that here in Auburn, unfortunately. But yeah, so I would practice. I don't want to say that I don't practice, and I never tried to get better, but I do think music in general came pretty naturally to me. I just kind of started picking things up when I was about 10 or so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And you started playing, it was While She's Standing There. I can't remember what you said the name of the song was by the Beatles. Wait, how old were you when you
I was
heard
11.
it? Okay. So yeah, it was around the same time for you then. And Kylan?
Man, as far as, I'd probably say I'm a decent mix as well. I've never before coming to college, like I didn't read music as far like or sheet music, like notes on a page. I auditioned for the music department, and I didn't read like staff. I just could read rhythms because I did marching band. I did that thing. So I'm a mix. I'm a believer that if music is in you, then it'll come out whatever way. But also like if it hadn't been for the 2 or 3 years that I spent freshman, sophomore year just really working on my craft and getting better at it. If it hadn't been for that, I don't know if I would be where I am now. So I believe it's a mix for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's fairly a mix for all of us. You know what you guys want to do down the line?
I would love to be a performer. I love the rush that I get from performing on stage. So if I could at all be, especially like commercial music performer, that'd be really awesome.
That'd be really cool. Do you know what one of the next steps might be for going down that route, other than being involved in Sonic Nation?
Well, we're going to actually bring more commercial music here to Auburn, I believe. So I'm just going to really get in there and try to get as many connections and as much experience as I can.
That's a great plan. because now that we've got the new Performing Arts Center, I feel like that has opened so many doors that like we don't even realize. Because I mean, we're right in between Atlanta and Montgomery, and then
Yeah.
Birmingham's like an hour and a half away. Like Auburn could definitely turn into a new music city.
Absolutely.
Like with
I think that's what their hope is.
Yeah,
I
and
would-
building that huge recording studio
Right.
to be like on par with like Nashville facilities.
I would love that.
Yeah.
It would totally encourage me to stay here instead of move to a new music city. If anyone's listening, totally wants to just holler at me with a job. I'm completely kidding. No, but I've never even been to the Performing Arts Center before. I've always wanted to check it out, but like I don't really know what the rules are about going in there and seeing it. So I mean, I'm sure I definitely would want to come check y'all out. Like if y'all are performing, when might be y'all's next performance?
Yeah, so we do have one more of a pretty big performance coming up in November. I think what's the date for that?
I can't remember either.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I know it's coming up in November, and that's when we're doing more of we have.
It's November 24th.
Okay. November 24th, we have our, and these are the songs we've been working on and we've been recording all semester because of COVID we haven't been able to meet or rehearse or things like that. So what we've been doing is really working on recording parts for songs that the vocalists have selected. And my roommate Harry, who's also in the group, has been doing a really good job of the production side of that. Taking everybody's submissions and things like that and
Piecing
mixing
it all
them.
together.
Yeah. He's got some good stuff, and he's working pretty hard on that. So it's been a group effort away from, actually being in person. But it's been awesome just to see how people have been, collaborating without being in person. So.
It's cool to know that he's like mixing it all together. So it's all like individual parts he's mixing into a file.
Yeah.
That is so cool to me because I'm starting to learn how to use Adobe Audition. Learn how to use that software just because I think it's cool and I know it's something that could be useful to me. And are y'all familiar with the song Touch by Daft Punk? I know that's like a completely random question, but you're not?
I'm
Okay.
not, no.
Well, the song took like 250 elements to mix together to make it into something. So like I've been thinking about that song and thinking about y'all. Like I know the correlation isn't like heavily correlated right there, but I just thought that was a cool thing. I've totally skipped over y'all two whenever we were asking about like potential future careers with falling into this. All right, Jamie, what are you thinking down the line? Where do you if you had to guess where you might be in about 5 to 7 years? Where do you think you might be?
Okay, so my career goal is to be a coastal engineer because I'm from Mobile and my dad's in the Coast Guard, so we've lived a lot of places. I just say Mobile because that takes less time. But,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm from Daphne, so I'm
awesome.
Yeah, I'm from across the bay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I want to be a coastal engineer. That's kind of a niche market. Again, because you have to live on the coast, and also I just would really want to be involved with like restoration projects, kind of exclusively. So that'd be like my dream job. So I don't know if I'll necessarily be there in 5 years, but hopefully. But I can't imagine myself and not imagine like being a musician. So that was kind of one of the reasons why I chose to double major, because I don't necessarily think I want to, or nor do I think I'll end up being a musician like as my career. But I don't think I'll ever stop playing. Yeah, and I'll always have my little side cover bands and stuff. Maybe a little community orchestra in the mix. Who's to say?
Sometimes cover bands are some of the best bands around.
Oh my gosh.
I remember.
I have so much fun. Yeah, in my cover bands. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. What type of stuff do you guys like to cover?
We do a lot. So we started doing a lot of like 80s like hair band classic rock covers. And so we did a lot of that for a long time, and we've started to do some more modern songs because our guitar player, he's just he's like a stereotypical like metalhead from the 80s. He's obsessed with Van Halen. Don't talk to him right now. He's still grieving. But so it took me a while to get them to like branch out into other types of music. So we're starting to do a little more jazz, like funkier stuff, and also just like songs people know and like want to hear when they're out. So, just popular stuff, really.
Do you remember what the first song was that you performed with this band, with this group?
Ooh, I think it was Freebird.
Freebird. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's honestly kind of perfect. First song that. Wait, what's your last name?
Newsom. Yeah.
Jamie Newsom, Freebird guitarist, or bass guitarist. My bad. Kylan, do you know what you might want to be doing in a couple years? You want to be doing music, or
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing after this. No, I have an idea. Right now, I'm wanting to get on the track of going to teach percussion on the collegiate level. And so that got a couple more levels of school to go before that start getting into the job search for that. But that's what I want to do. That's my dream job. I really want to give lessons and really teach percussion on a higher level.
Oh yeah, be able to share your gift. I'm sure that the rest of musicians around the world are gonna appreciate it too.
Yeah, and
they may not realize it at first, but they will. They'll know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Do you have you ever been like a cover band or anything like that, or?
No.
You played for Lexi, right?
Yeah, I played for one of my friends. He was also in the marching band, and I know him. My roommate Harry has played with him before, and I've played with him a little bit, just around every now and then. I've had fun doing that. I just don't I don't do a lot of like drum set gigs and things like that, but I do enjoy it. When I do get a chance to sit down behind the set and play, and maybe because of this Sonic Nation, that may be something I do a little bit more.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's the first semester of it. It's a brand new opportunity. You never know what could stem from it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have like a favorite song that you've performed in high school, like in the high school band? Like, was there a specific thing that you liked the most?
No. High school band was fun. It was for me. It was just more like an avenue to different, finding out what I liked. But I don't love band music either.
Yeah.
I know.
It's so cheesy.
Yeah, it's the marching band thing I loved because it was intense and I was banging on a drum in front of 15 family members. A little school in Limestone County, but no, I've become really interested in like the classical percussion side of things. Just really getting into that because of my major, things like that. But like this group, just getting the opportunity just to play with other people and play different music, and really broadening my ability to play in different styles and things like that. So that's just as good as anything for me, just being able to get used to different styles and playing with so many talented people.
Oh yeah,
like the two next to me.
And Jesse, do you have a favorite song that you like to sing, like in front of people? Is there any song that like you can just bust it out and it's gonna sound perfect, like it's like your best work? There's got to be something.
Probably Titanium, actually. That's probably
Titanium?
one of my like go-to, or Rolling in the Deep by Adele.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. I can already tell that you've got like a hidden voice, like a hidden gem of a voice. I've never heard it before.
Oh, really?
But
oh, man, you gotta listen to it whenever the video drops on the 15th.
I was just about to ask
Yeah.
when that was gonna drop. So that's what, this Thursday?
Yes.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are listening right now. So last Thursday, y'all did the showcase live on Vimeo, or just live on a couple different things. But so is it the full recording of it, or is there like an edited one that they're going to be posting?
It was a full recording of it.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out the Sonic Nation full showcase, it'll be out this Thursday on which platforms? It'll be on Vimeo. We'll have more updated information in just a moment. We're going to go into a quick commercial break because it is 2:30, but thank you all for tuning in. We will be right back.
I'm Tiffany. I have some tips for you on how to quit smoking like I did. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to quit smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started by setting a quit date. Then I threw out my ashtrays, lighters, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my car. She died of lung cancer from smoking cigarettes when I was only 16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I don't want to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Getting support from friends online kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
Instead of smoking after I ate, I'd get up and take a walk.
I missed having a cigarette in my hand, so I'd hold a pen or a straw, anything.
Until I knew I wouldn't give in to temptation, I spent more time with my friends who didn't smoke.
I went to places that were smoke-free.
I didn't stay quit the very first time I tried.
I kept on trying, and I learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
We did it, so can you.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Here we are again, New Music Hour, WEGL. We're going to pick up right where we left off, talking about the showcase for Sonic Nation. You can check it out on Vimeo, and their next showcase is actually coming up on November 24th. November 24th, not entirely sure what day of the week it is, but you know, it's over a month out. If y'all want to find out when it is, set your calendar, check it out. It's going to be awesome. Because how many members do y'all have in Sonic Nation?
Yeah, we got roughly around 20. We had about 19 before Jamie convinced me to join. So I mean, it's a good group of people, and it's just so like a mix of personalities, and 20 of the closest people you can become friends with in a short span of time. So
Yeah,
Over
so y'all
Zoom
have only
calls.
known each other for like this semester?
most of us are just meeting people. Like I knew Jamie and Harry and my roommate Harry and a couple other people just from being around the music department for 4 years. But some of the people like I just haven't met until this class, and it's been fun meeting people.
That's pretty cool. Because there's like an organ in Goodwin Hall, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I've always thought that thing was so cool. I've seen it before. Like I got a friend of mine who was playing it just recently because he had to learn a part for something. But
Well, that's him. That's him playing.
Oh no!
Is he okay? Because I work in there, and like every other day I hear I've never heard that organ before. 4 years I've been here, and then I was working the other day, and I heard somebody playing. I was like, "Is that the organ?"
That totally could have been
So
him
that-
practicing. He said he had
that's
to learn
cool.
a part for something recently. So if you probably heard like the same thing over and over and over,
Yeah,
with,
that's
like a little bit of a thing.
Same 4 chords.
That was like he was here right before y'all got here. Like he had just left a few minutes before y'all got here. That's so crazy.
Oh, man.
Whenever like the Auburn, we have like what 25, 30,000 students here.
Yeah.
That like I'd never know. I
Yeah.
think that maybe we had like 2,000 at max, and I feel like I've run into at least like 1,700 of these people. And well, now it's 1,703 now that I've met you three. So. Well, 4, because Jill is in there right now, I'm pretty sure. Does she prefer her last name or her first name? I'll let y'all.
We call her Miss Webb. Sometimes she'll, if we're doing stuff, she'll just prefer us to call her.
Mhm.
But I call her Miss Webb out of respect because I have a lot of respect for her.
Mhm.
Just
Me too.
because of all she's done for the group and all her resume and things like that.
Yeah.
Dr. Good was, when before the semester started, was telling me just about how great she was, and like she definitely like lived up to it. She's amazing. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also Professor Bruce. He's
Yeah,
kind of
he's-
over like the instrumentalist side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
we got to
love
give a
him.
shout out to
Yeah.
everyone.
He's awesome. He's a great guitarist, and he's a really great teacher. I've actually worked with him a few other times before this started, and so it was weird seeing him like as my professor. I was like, "Oh, Patrick," and he was like, "You should maybe call me Professor Bruce." And I was like, "Oh, good call out." Okay. Yeah, he's great though. He's really given some great direction since we're having to like record all these parts on our own.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's been super helpful.
So do y'all record it at home, or where would you record? Because setting up the whole microphones and all that. Did they give y'all like university provided equipment for all that?
So no. But I think most of us had somewhere we could go or knew someone if we didn't have that equipment. Because it's sometimes less equipment than you might think, like especially if you're just doing like one instrument, you're recording one track. It can be less complicated than it may seem. But I just go to Kylan's house and Harry records it for me. So I don't have to worry about getting any of the equipment.
He's got
He
a
does,
setup
yeah.
in there. I recorded the drum parts that I play for the group in there, and it's just like he's just
Yeah.
got an amazing setup. In there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to learn how to do like how to mic stuff up. I didn't realize it's really not even as difficult as I thought it was. Just to, you know, plug something in, make sure your levels are set, because we've got like a Focusrite thing set up in there, and I started doing a show similar to this, like with the cameras like streaming it a couple months back using this little Focusrite audio interface.
Oh yeah.
Learning how to use that, because I don't know, I just think all that stuff is so cool, like how microphones work and how it's like converting. We're talking about like complete nerds.
I know, yeah.
Like when y'all talk to me on the air, there's no telling what we're gonna be talking about. Like I was telling y'all earlier about how we were talking about like Guitar Hero versus Rock Band on a different show. But I mean, if there's any questions or anything y'all want to know about, or just want to tell the audience, go ahead. Just let us all know. Let the folks know.
Maybe just about if you learning more information about the group and what we're doing. Just our social media. You can follow us on social media at what is it? Sonic Nation. Was it Sonic Nation AU?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. On like
on
Twitter,
Instagram. That's where you can find us.
Audience, make sure to go check them out at Sonic Nation. It's no underscores or anything.
No, but it's Sonic Nation AU.
At Sonic Nation AU. They've got all their up-to-date information. And they'll be posting more stuff as the showcase is coming up here in just over a month. So if you guys want to be able to tune in, check it out. I'm sure that they'll have the links. They got photos on there if y'all want to be a little bit more familiar with what Sonic Nation is, what all is going on, what all the happenings are. Make sure to go follow. I'm looking over to see any of the stuff that I wrote down. So I saw that y'all did a tribute to Bill Withers in the showcase. Y'all did Ain't No Sunshine.
Yeah.
I love that song. I've been trying to learn how to play it on my guitar in there. And it's not like it's super hard, but it's hard to mimic the same kind of sound that they did. And y'all did some original compositions in the showcases as well, right?
Yeah. I think Harry Kane, my roommate, did one. Also, Allie Brothers, she had an original song. I think those two songs, like I told her, like we were at dress rehearsal the couple nights before. I looked at her, I was like, this is a good song. She was just like, thank you. And you know, I love Harry's music. I've heard his stuff for a few years now, just knowing him and seeing his work, and so yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
really
James Berryhill.
That's right.
Also
yeah,
had
that's
an
right.
original. Yeah.
His song's good too.
Yeah.
So I mean, all these like
You can really tell he's an
good
English major.
Yeah.
Oh, with the way
very much
he
a
writes.
poem.
3 mile long words in his song.
Man, songwriting is seriously one of the most beautiful things to me because it's so difficult. Like, I know that we talked about it, didn't we? Talking about how difficult it is to write a song, like write a good song. Because, I mean, I can kind of write music on, like, the guitar, just playing something over and over my head, and I'll have it written down in one of those 18 tabs that I got going up here at all times. But like, when it comes to writing lyrics...
No, I'm terrible, too.
Oh, it's so difficult. Like, do y'all write music at all?
I wrote a song a long time ago. It wasn't very good. I was like 11 or 12 or something like that when I wrote it. And it was basically the same words over and over. I was rhyming words with the same words. It wasn't very good. So I'm not very good at it. But I've dabbled in it a little.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you gave it a shot. You were only 11 or 12, and you're like 19 right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
So is this your sophomore year, freshman year?
It's sophomore, yeah.
Cool. War Eagle to that.
War Eagle.
I had to throw a War Eagle in there a little bit. This is Auburn's college radio.
True.
Jamie, have you tried any songwriting or anything like that?
So, I mean, I've written a few songs here and there. I'm very private with them, though. So I know a lot of musicians, and I know a lot of songwriters, and I don't want them to tell me it's bad. But I'm actually in a film music class right now, and I just finished writing my score for the opening scene of Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Wow.
And that was a lot of fun.
That is really cool. It's like you wrote a new score for the movie?
Yeah, just the first, 5.5 minutes. But yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not the entire movie. And just the 5.5 minutes took me, I would guesstimate maybe, 20 to 30 hours to write.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Interstellar?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer is
Hans Zimmer.
incredible.
Oh, Hans
Yeah,
Zimmer.
he's-
Are we all Hans Zimmer
Hans
fans?
Zimmer
He's the John
100%.
Williams of our generation because, he just really, I feel like he forged the way for this new, style of film scoring that's so much more, atmospheric.
Yeah.
And like John Williams, who did like, you know, like Star Wars, Harry Potter, all those
Mhm.
like iconic themes. It's such a different type of writing, but it's really good. I thought it was incredible, just the impact Hans Zimmer had like on movie scores.
Oh yeah. And do you know anything about how he wrote the music for Interstellar?
No, I don't. I'm not familiar.
Oh, okay. I feel I may have talked about this on other shows before, but you need to go like look up the video of the behind the scenes as to how they wrote it, where they're in the church with the organ.
Oh wow.
Because I think they show like a clip of them writing the cornfield chase song, and they recorded it in like a giant cathedral on an organ. And the thought of it being just like it's just pushing air through a pipe, and it just makes that beautiful sound is so cool. Because they recorded it in the church because they were trying to give it like a religious feel, because it's about space and all that. And I don't want to give away all the information because it's seriously such a cool video. But like I love Hans Zimmer's music. I think for me the Hans Zimmer thing started for me with The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And then I saw that one before I even got to see Batman Begins. But Hans Zimmer is great. Are y'all familiar with Ludwig Göransson?
I'm not.
I am not. No.
Okay, he wrote the music for Black Panther. Like he did the score for Black Panther. He did Tenet, the new Christopher Nolan movie. He's done a lot of stuff like that. He worked with Childish Gambino a lot too. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with him, but like when it comes to composers and like scoring music, that's something that I think is so cool. I would love to do that eventually. I don't even know if I'll ever get to that point. I mean, it's just like one of those kind of dreams that you have, just chilling on the back burner, just because, you know, it's always good to have some kind of goal like that, you know, just working on your craft, getting better at it. Y'all understand. I mean, y'all do that. Y'all are literally in a class that is perfecting your crafts and learning how to play better with others. And you were saying how it's cool to be able to, you know, learn like different styles of playing music, because you went from doing like mostly, you said you did mostly band music, to like what all other types do you like to do now?
Now it's just like classical percussion, you know, like marimba, and you know, just your snare drum, timpani, you know, and all the ensembles that kind of have those instruments in it. That's kind of what I focus on now. But I mean, even my like just percussion, like my majors and like drum sets included, so stuff like that. Yeah, I also have to be familiar with. So I've gotten a chance to, you know, through this ensemble and other ensembles, to get more familiar with different styles, you know, especially this semester.
Oh yeah. And Jesse, what like, do you have a preferred style of music that you like to listen to or sing along to? Or I'm not super familiar with like talking to just vocalists, you know. I'm more used to talking like musicians, but I'm very curious as to how it goes for you with listening to music and like wanting to sing to it. Or do you have like a certain artist that you like singing along with their music?
Yeah, I'm not really into a specific artist, but early 2000s music, obviously by Titanium, that's all my playlists. I haven't changed anything. I've only added to it. But yeah, that's all I listen to, early 2000s stuff. And then my classical stuff, I throw it in there just so that I can practice it. Like I like to practice in the car with it.
Yeah.
So I can learn like my German and my Italian and all that. Just
No, I'm
thrown in
so
there.
impressed by voice majors when you guys are in convo singing in three different languages.
Yeah, my combo is actually tomorrow.
Oh, is
and I'm
it?
singing German and Italian.
Oh, exactly. I wasn't even exaggerating.
Right, yeah.
I have no idea what any of that even means.
Well, our combo is like just a classical performance, and I'm doing mine tomorrow. We all have one in the classical field, but yeah, it's really cool.
Do you like the opera at all? Have you ever been to it? Or
I've never been to one. I sing arias, which are songs from operas. That's like what I focus in my major, but pop music is really where my heart lies.
Cool.
Like
cool.
Commercial music.
Well, we're going to go to one more quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back to close out the show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will be right back momentarily.
Okay, Simon, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. And what do people normally wear?
Clothes.
Exactly. So now Mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Clothes keep us warm, they look good, and if we go out without them, the neighbors will talk. So it's important to know how to get dressed. Here's how it's done. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole, or you have to start all over. If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears.
I love bunnies.
Good to know. Now remember, spots don't go with stripes, socks don't go with sandals, and if you've tucked in your shirt, wear a belt. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the New Music Hour. We're going to continue on talking about the 2 different showcases that Sonic Nation has coming up. So Jamie was just telling me that the first one y'all did was like completely acoustic, like all acoustic, and the second one you say is going to be full band, synthesizers, drum kits, you name it. They might even have like a rain making sound or what are those things? I know there's like
rain sticks.
The rain sticks.
That's what it is. I'm thinking of. Will there be any rain sticks?
There will. Actually, I mean,
Leave it up to
you
the surprise. You'll just have to find out.
we might pull out all the stops for that last show. Anything you need on that one, we can bring it out for you.
Yeah. Well, the only way that the audience is going to be able to find out is if you guys tune into it. And if you aren't able to tune in, they did tell me that it's going to be archived in case you miss it. So that's going to be, just to reiterate, November 24th. That is Tuesday. It's going to be at 7 o'clock. You said that's the last day of the semester, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I hope you guys all get a chance because you never know. They might even have a rain stick thrown in with the synthesizers, with the guitars. I think that's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're so excited for it.
Is it going to be like an entirely new set list, like all different songs compared to the last one?
I'm pretty sure,
so,
all the songs are new. We've been working on them. I think from the beginning of the semester, but they're going to be a whole new set from what we showcased last Thursday. So,
well, are y'all allowed to tell us what you might be playing, or do we need to keep it quiet?
We can give you some artists,
Let's go with the artists. Don't say any songs yet, but I want the people to be aware.
We got some Bobby Brown.
Yeah, that's
the
what I was gonna
Foundations. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, we have
that's
some Santana.
Santana.
Ooh, I'm a big fan.
Some Kesha. We got a Kesha
Oh
song.
yeah,
You got a
I have
Kesha
to record that
song in there.
tonight. Yeah, that's what I'm doing after this.
Okay, that's a little sneak peek of the artist. We won't talk too much on that. You gotta check the show out yourself.
So you said Kesha, Carlos Santana, Bobby Brown, and not the Temptations. Who'd you say?
Foundation.
The Foundations. Okay. Man, that is every different style.
know.
That
Yeah.
is all
Well,
different.
that's what it's all about in this, man. It's all commercial music.
Yeah.
We can all show off our preferred talents and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few originals in there too.
Ooh,
Right.
I love original music. I mean, we were just talking about how with writing music and everything such as that. But so what all was performed in the last one? Like, do y'all have a specific favorite from it, or?
Jeez.
Oh, I know my favorite. My favorite was Kat Hall's.
Oh,
She
yeah.
did Creep, but she did a postmodern jukebox version of it, and so it's very jazzy, and her voice is so unique. I've never heard a voice like that, not over the phone or whatever. I've never heard it in live. That was definitely my favorite. She performed it so well
That was
too.
great.
As Radiohead's Creep right there?
Right. But there was like a jazz version of it that postmodern jukebox did a cover of. She based it off that.
I'll have to check that out because, I mean, I've been through my own grunge phase. Like, I've listened to Creep by Radiohead more times than I'd probably like to admit on
It sounds
radio.
totally different, though. It sounds totally different the way she did it.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
It's right.
Yeah, I bet that is pretty good. I'm trying to think of another question similar. Oh, well, you said your favorite was Creep. Jamie, do you have a favorite?
Ooh, let me think. He sounded really impressed with it. Not that it sounded bad before, but I remember being especially impressed. Oh, I think it was actually a song that I played on. I was just playing bass though. It was Emily Haney did All Too Well by Taylor Swift.
Yes, she did awesome.
And she sang with Allie Brothers, and they're close friends, and they just sing so well together. Like their voices sound so good. And Emily just really gives it her all. It was just, I thought it was great. I was just sitting back there, laying it down on the bass, and I was like, they sound great right now.
Laying it down on the bass. You play a little, will there be any slap bass in the new showcase? Are you gonna be going in?
Secret to be determined.
Do
Oh,
you-
also we have another bass player playing too. Jordan.
Mhm.
Jordan plays keys primarily, but he's also a great bass player. So he's
Do
on a
you-
few of the tracks.
Do you just play like the bass, like the electric guitar bass, or do you play the full sized? I don't know what the term is, but like it's not a cello.
So it's just a bass.
Yeah,
And you can
that's
call it
what I
like a
thought.
string bass or like a double bass.
Mhm.
I do play that also. Yeah, I actually played both on the showcase.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I used a stand-up bass that has a pickup on it.
Mhm.
Um,
I think they might have one of those at Spicer's Music. Just,
we just sold it. I teach bass lessons there.
Oh,
and one of my
okay.
students bought it, and I was so excited because he's wanting to learn more upright bass because he's mostly electric. So
that thing is so cool.
yeah, I told Tim he needs to buy another one so I can sell it again.
When I go in there, I just like looking at it because like
Uh-huh.
instruments are just so beautiful to look at. And like the bass that I have in that room over there, I actually got that from Spicer's over the summer.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're just kind of handing out a little bit of free promos. Spicer's music. I'm not telling anyone to go shop there, but I'm saying it's definitely my favorite music shop in town for anyone that is curious about it. See, it's not promo. We're just being nice. No, but I got that guitar whenever they did that big sale during the summertime, and
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
like
Yeah.
whenever I go into a music store, I can't help but want to buy something just because
Mhm.
everything in there is just like well crafted. Like you can tell, it's just you can tell the work that gets put into it, especially with like guitars specifically, all instruments, but like the artwork that goes into some guitars or like into a piano, like a Steinway piano.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There's like an Auburn themed Steinway in the G Pack, isn't there? So there's something with like Auburn colors, maybe.
Well, yeah, there's definitely one in there. And then we also have one in the there's one in the definitely one in the G Pack, and then there's one in the recital hall at Goodwin. I don't know about the Auburn themed. I wasn't really over there on that side, but yeah, those are. I mean, that's was it $250,000 instrument? You know, it's those are, but they're really like carefully crafted and they're beautiful instruments, like you said. So
Absolutely beautiful. Do y'all have any? Wait, do y'all play piano at all? Like any of y'all have any familiarity with it?
Yeah.
We all have to.
Yeah, we have
We have
to.
to take
you
4
kinda do that.
semesters of piano.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite thing that you like to play, Jesse?
No, not on piano. No.
Jamie, do you, or is it just something that you just like doing? Just
My favorite song that I learned specifically for piano class is I did the Mia and Sebastian's theme from La La Land.
I
for
was
my
just
piano
about
recital.
to talk about that. You
I was
read
like, I
my
wanna
mind.
Learn this. And Dr. Augustine was like, okay. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, like the two things that I've really kind of tried to learn. Well, the one like thing I can play really well on a piano is like a C minor scale or some kind of C scale, because I like to play the blues, and that one kind of works really well with the blues, and like that is something I can play. I wanted to learn how to play me and Sebastian's theme, or just really learn how to play like the whole, just every bit of the score of that movie, because it's perfect. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I would love to learn how to play the Interstellar theme.
my roommate can play that top to bottom.
Which one?
Grant.
Really?
Grant can play that. Oh my gosh, and it was like snuck up on me one day because we like they said we had to take 4 semesters of piano, and for the recital he was like, I want to do this piece, and I was like, oh, okay, because it's just like I think it has like all the themes and and it's kind of based around that Cornfield Chase idea, and he just comes in one day, he's just playing it down.
I bet
I'm
that
like,
was so
dude.
cool to watch.
And it was just, and like we've never played piano before, and so that's kind of when we started like really getting interested in piano, and he killed that piece. Like he was
that. And the last one I'll mention is The Great Gig in the Sky. Do you
Yeah.
know what that is?
Yeah.
You must be really into classic rock, Jamie.
I am.
I
yeah.
can't see you behind the screen because I'm looking at the automation right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can't. Well, I can see you if I look at the other screen, but like The Great Gig in the Sky is one of the most beautiful piano pieces.
Mhm.
That and then Us and Them off the
Mhm.
Dark Side of the Moon. Like
Classics.
I talk about the Dark Side of the Moon, like it's like another one of those things, like with Boys to Men or like listening to
Oh, yeah.
Radiohead. Like I listen to it, I love it. Especially like The Great Gig in the Sky. Seriously, one of the most beautifully.
Yeah.
I can't even think of any words for it.
Yeah.
You know. But
Pink Floyd is just so different from every other band from that era too.
so experimental.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do y'all do anything like experimental in the way that you guys make music? Like, you know how was it Queen that in Bohemian Rhapsody they had the speaker like swinging on the rope? Do y'all do any cool stuff like that? Y'all do any
so
anything
far.
too experimental or creative? You know,
Well,
Not yet.
I mean,
anything eye popping?
no, I mean, for me, just doing the whole classical percussion thing, there's some stuff that gets out there in percussion,
true.
some out there
Yeah.
stuff, you know, like
Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing you've like tapped on a percussion piece?
the worst thing I've played. All right, so like I played a snare solo. I was gonna work it up for my recital last semester, and it calls for a drumstick with a door hinge on
What?
the end of it. And then you have to also play with a knitting needle in the other hand. So you're having to utilize the drumstick with the door hinge, and you're having to slap it with the knitting needle and scrape it on the head. And so that's probably the most out there thing I've played so far. I'm
That is
looking into
quite
some.
out there.
Yeah, it's called Swerve by Gene Kaczynski. That piece is insane, but
Swerve.
yeah, it's a cool piece. But that's the weirdest thing I've had to play for sure.
Is that what they used whenever they like recorded the original song? Was you said it was a drumstick with a door hinge, and then
Yes.
you had to hit the door hinge with a sewing needle.
Well, yeah, that's what he used it. And it calls for it. Like even now, he made it in the recording. Like, that's a stick he made. But now there's so many people that want to play the piece that some percussion distribution companies have they're selling the stick as it is. And like I don't know if it's
The specialty stick.
Yeah, it's just that stick you buy for that piece only. And there's a couple of pieces that call for that, like sticks you just need for just that piece. So that was one of the weirdest things I've ever played, but I loved it.
That is really cool. I would have never thought that. You just don't expect stuff like that, or like we were talking about Dark Side of the Moon and being experimental, because it took I think 27 feet of tape for them to record Money with the way that they were looping the like the sound of, I think they were throwing coins into a bowl, like they threw coins into a bowl, and then there was like the retro kind of cash register sound, like 27 feet of tape like around the room. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine having to run that tape.
Yeah. I heard when they played that live too, they would like build these speakers like into these boxes, and they had to sync it up perfectly. Like they had to play it live the same way every time, because like the recording was going to play those like little sound effects like at the same time anyway. So you had to like line it up perfectly. I think that's so impressive. Like they were just so, I don't know. I feel like they were the first band to really start using like weird samples and sound effects like that, and also like successfully lining them up like for their live shows.
Well, I believe that is going to do it for us for the end of today's show. So I want to go ahead and remind everyone one last time that the next showcase for Sonic Nation is going to be on November 24th, 2020 at 7 p.m. That's on a Tuesday night. If you guys are able to catch the new music hour that day, I might even mention it just to remind y'all again in about a month from now. But also feel free to go check out Sonic Nation AU. That is their social media tag at Sonic Nation AU. It's on Twitter, Instagram, all social media platforms. Make sure to check it out. And, while you're doing that, make sure to give WEGL a little love, too. Maybe even go give us a follow. I'm not going to tell you to do it, but I will give you the suggestion. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in today. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Kylan. I hope I can see you guys again. This has been a fun time. All right, War Eagle, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Thanks again for tuning in for the new music hour. If you like the music and want to hear more, we'll be back at the same time next week. And in your free time, feel free to check out WEGL on social media at WEGL_AU.
This has been your host, DJP
And Natalie.
From Auburn University, you're listening to the Plainsman News Minute. In April 1987, Harold Melton's friends lifted him into the air as they celebrated his overwhelming win as Auburn Student Government Association's president. Not only had Melton won 3,468 votes out of 5,338 cast, he had carved out a place in Auburn history by becoming